on your screen. And we are back to Elder Palm.
Your
Thank you,
favorite
Elder Palm, for having us. Yes, we are forcing the favorite part.
Yeah, for sure.
We are working our way into your heart.
Slowly,
Become
with
your
consistent
favorite.
videos.
Yes. I am Jane Osoro. In case you're watching this channel for the first time, I am Jane Osoro, and this is
Cecilia.
Celia is our editor, Ruby's Magazine.
Yes.
Tell us what you've been up to.
We have a magazine out in print. Finally, the magazine is available at Hustle Sasa, at our shop on Hustle Sasa. The link is in the description. The magazine is only 600. It's like we're giving you for free, honestly. Honestly. It's the magazine's theme this year. No, this quarter.
Yes.
This quarter is culture. And so the question is, does culture matter as Christians?
Yeah.
Should we keep our culture? What about the things in our Christian culture that have been mixed with Western and have been packaged as quote-unquote Christian? So what do we do with them?
Yeah.
Our magazines tackle all those questions. If you've ever thought about that, hey, never stress.
Yes.
Ruby's has your back. Always.
And my favorite is her story. Her story is a lovely lady.
Very lovely.
She is, of course, you have to say she's lovely.
I have a bias there.
Yes, you do. And if you want to know why, buy the magazine.
Buy the magazine to know the bias.
But the background of her story is set in wartime Sudan. So it's drama.
A lot of drama, craziness. Here.
And God and Christ in the midst of all that, in just in a very beautiful story. So get yourself a copy of issue 8 Ruby's Magazine in print, and you can get all the other copies of our magazine on Hustle Sasa as well. Those ones are e-copies. So without much further ado,
yes, not much. We have not even said much.
On to today's topic. But before that, let me just acknowledge. Thank you, Elder Palm, for having us. Elder Palm is a lovely bed and breakfast in Eldoret. So if you find yourself here, you can come. I think they're on booking.com as well. So you can find them. It's very quiet, very restful.
Yeah.
Not far from town, yet far enough to be quiet. Then we'd like also to thank Shekina from Capture for helping us out with the video today.
Yes.
So if you hear the sound is better.
Hey, just know we are sorry.
We are sorry for the previous videos. And we thank God.
Yeah.
So on to today's topic, Cecilia. We're continuing with our series on LGBTQ and giving a 101 as it were for the church.
Yeah.
But we're getting a bit deeper.
Yes, we are.
Today we're talking about
pronouns.
And it's not an English lesson.
Just, it's not an English lesson.
So just an English lesson, it would be very easy.
So easy. I think we and Jane have been talking about what can we say, because there's a part of us that is severed from that reality in the sense of that people in our circles don't necessarily ask us to refer to them in their pronouns, their preferred pronouns. Yeah. So that's one thing that we're not in that environment, so we don't know how we go about it. But also in a sense, because scripture has empowered us to be able to have a say, and because some of you are in those environments and we are supposed to equip the whole church, we have to talk about it.
And also to prepare ourselves in Kenya, the Kenyan church, to fight this because we don't want to go there. Yeah. So a little bit of background in terms of what you're referring to. Yeah. A friend and avid follower of our YouTube channel, thank you very much, sent in a few follow-up questions to the videos that we've been doing. And one of the things she was asking us to tackle is a challenge she's personally facing in the States, where as part of her work, she's required to ask the people she's working with which pronouns they prefer to be referred to. Yeah. And she needs, immediately she encounters the people she's working with, she has to also state her pronouns. And so for those who are wondering, what's this whole pronouns thing? With everything we've been talking about, there are people, if I have decided I identify as a man, I then want you to call me he. Yeah. And I get offended, even if I present to you female, but I identify as a man, I expect you to refer to me as he, and it's offensive and big deal, and yes, discriminatory, and we're going to burn the house down.
Yes, that's That's the right reaction. So I think one of the things we've talked about and we've touched on in the previous videos, and I feel like the previous videos also inform where we're going with this, that manhood and womanhood are glorious realities that God created, and in as much as they're glorious in the sense of they're higher than biology, but they're not severed from biology. And I think one of the things that the transgender community tries to do is to sever gender and sex from biology and make it a social construct. And so when you take it to a social construct, now it's up for grabs. So whoever has the loudest voice wins, right? So the ones who say they don't have a voice win because they're a minority, and you cannot discriminating against a minority. So those are the two. First, you have to understand that as a believer, it's not severed from biology. And you could still... Science conversations never win. Please, dearest saints, please, dearest professor biologists, let's not go that route of arguing science with them. Please. It does not bear any fruit. And we know that for a fact. So now that we know that, and in the last video we talked about that God created these things to work the way they are. There's an order to masculinity and femininity. And anything apart from that is a counterfeit of the actual masculinity and femininity. And that's the same idea that we are going into. So Jane, maybe you're asking me, you as Cecilia, would you refer to somebody in their preferred pronouns?
As a believer, and not just
as
Cecilia,
a believer,
but coming from the aspect of I am a believer, and I've encountered this person, so would you?
And they're calling themselves they.
Yes, they're calling themselves they.
Yeah, they're calling themselves they.
Yes, and the Pentecostal in me says, "Ooh, let us cast off the demons."
It's a legion. It's a legion. Okay. I would say no. No believer is supposed to refer to them as they or their preferred pronouns. Because one, should we as believers take part in the mocking of God's natural design? So that's the conviction I have. And I feel like every believer should have, that the way we should take God's design very seriously, because when we play with it, PRCC to go in the same group as they. So they as them. So that's the conviction I have as of now. That what they're doing is creating a counterfeit. And then when we go along with the counterfeit, then there's no light for them. We cannot be salt and light if our salt has lost its saltiness.
So that's easy to say.
Very trust.
But now I'm thinking of it's if this issue is attached to my work. So that I've been told by my superiors. So how do I handle this?
This is the part where we said we are severed from that environment in the sense of
it's not an issue.
It's not an issue for me.
Kenya, in modern day Kenya.
Me, when I walk into the clinic, the doctor does not ask me what is my gender. He doesn't ask me what are my preferred pronouns. I'd say for those who are in these work fields, you have to be as wise as a serpent in those areas. One of the things I've briefly encountered, I was studying in an American school. And so when we are in class, we have to introduce ourselves with pronouns as well and refer to each other with our preferred pronouns. Me as Cecilia, I took it upon myself to know everyone's names. So I have to refer to you with your name. Because now I can't call you she. I can't. And I also can't make it blatant that I don't refer, and then now we have an issue. So I will know all of your names and I'll refer to you as your name.
So Cecilia, what she was saying was, and do you think Cecilia? So as Cecilia was saying,
and now the problem came when there's a particular gentleman who transitioned, and then now he refers to himself as a she and she has a female name. Me refers to him by his last name.
Okay.
So there's a way that you could go about it. There's a way you could go about it, so that now with time, you're not reinforcing that you're discriminatory or you're against it from the get-go, so you don't receive backlash. And then somebody will notice that with time you are only referring to them with their names, like you prefer to.
That was not my next question. So eventually, because you see that class, it's on and off maybe for a short period of time, and you've gone your different ways. But now maybe we are colleagues. And then eventually I'll be like, hey Cecilia, it's always my name. It's never a pronoun.
It's never a pronoun. So... But I'm saying, Jane saith that.
So how now do I handle that when you're confronted directly?
Exactly. So that's where all Christians need to thrive. And you're supposed to always be ready with an answer. And so that now when somebody asks you, now you have liberty to talk about it. Yeah. Because before then, there was no liberties. It's just, you need to refer to me by this lawfully. Yeah. But now there's an open door to say, I am a believer. Yeah. I don't stand by this and this and this because of this and this and this, depending on your reasons. Yeah. So that way you've actually been respectful. You have never disrespected them in any way. And then now you're able to actually share your faith. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. So that it comes to a reason for the faith. It's not a reason for not referring to me this one. It's
biology or what?
No, it's a reason for the faith that I have. Yes. Yeah, it's because of the faith that I have, and the faith that I have says this. Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid of the discrimination word. I think sometimes as Christians we are actually one of the most discriminated against group in the world. But
can we talk? Can we talk?
But yeah, and like Christ told his disciples, when you go places, don't worry about what you'll say, I will give you. So in that moment also, but also prepare yourself in terms of studying the reasons for the faith that you have, so that whenever you're encountered with any such question, you're able to give a reason.
To maneuver.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So that handles pronouns.
That handles pronouns. And if you still have follow-up questions, we are still available. And now we are consistent. Now we have Shekina. Now we're going to be here on your screens. Trust. Trust.
Yeah, so we look forward to the next video. We're going to handle another question, another aspect on the LGBTQ. In the meantime, watch the other videos that are here. We have a variety of videos on marriage, on singlehood, on life, on meeting the Ruby's team.
Yes.
And buy your magazine. Follow us, like, share, ask a friend to do the same, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And we're also on WordPress. Yes. So we have blogs and things like that. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. Bye.